Subhanallah, we thank you Allah, we praise you Allah, for the books you have sent Allah. Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, we thank you Allah, we praise you Allah, for the books you have sent Allah. Subhanallah, we thank you Allah, we praise you Allah, for the books you have sent Allah. Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, we thank you Allah, we praise you Allah, for the books you have sent Allah.
Bam. I greet you in the words of Assalamu alaikum. It means peace and blessings be upon you. And I mention both Jesus and Muhammad's names because they were messages of truth and reality. I don't care what you say or what you think. You know, you're looking at the Underground Railroad. We come on every Saturday night at 10:30 Central Time. For those that's bootlegging and getting the Underground Railroad in another city, I said 10:30 Central Time, PM, not AM. And on YouTube, this will be on YouTube, and we're going to talk about Islam. You know what? That is my duty, to get dawah to the people. So, you know, somebody told me once, man, ain't that many people look at your shows on Islam. I said, brother, it don't make no difference. If one person looks at it and embraces Islam, I get half of that. So Shaitan was to meet you, see that the devil. But you know what? I got my brother that I've been trying to get on here for 2 years. Brother Abu Bakr, who is a very intelligent, very astute brother. And I am honored to have him as a guest on the Underground Railroad television show. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Thank you, brother. Shukran.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. My pleasure. My pleasure to be here.
Do you can you get him an introduction to yourself? And you might want to mention a Majd, and I know I'm not pronouncing it right.
Yes. My brother, he has been inviting me continuously. Never stopped. Every time I sing, he asked me to come on the program. And I've been sort of hesitant about doing it. But, you know, I talked to a number of people. They said, man, go ahead on. Mm-hmm. Talk about El-Islam as you know it. El-Islam, El is a prefix added to Islam. Mm-hmm. El means the religion. Mm-hmm. Some people have a religion. No. The religion prescribed by our Creator. Mm-hmm. Almighty, the most merciful, the provider.
Yes.
Allah is what the name indicates. That's a lesson within itself. Allah. And I won't expound too extensively on that name, Allah, but that's how, when we say Allah, we're saying the God.
Mm-hmm. And there's some people out there that there's something called the Cointelpro, but let me tell the enemy out there, you know what? We're going to talk about the Cointelpro. And you know what? The enemy that is listening, that is seeking to control and destroy Islam, is to no avail. You could drop bombs all day. You could put out disinformation. You could talk about Muslims on cartoons, like The Simpsons, Charlie Hasbro. You cannot stop this deed of Islam from spreading. It will be the most dominant religion and force in the world, not by force, by actions and deeds. I'm sorry, brother. Okay.
No.
Okay. And I want to ask you something. You know what? Hoover, who used to be head of the FBI, I think it's Edgar, Mr. Hoover. He was with the FBI, and he came out with a plan What is your plan to destabilize people of color and destabilize Islam? And what is your knowledge of Hoover in the FBI?
Those officials that's in charge of maintaining the status quo. The CIA, the FBI, maintaining, safeguarding the status quo. They have a job that they are performing. J. Edgar Hoover, the head of the FBI, that was his responsibility, to destabilize the truth. It has to be squashed, because once the truth is being spoken, the lie has to go and hide, go someplace else.
Yes.
It's tantamount to when you call the adhan, calling the people to prayer. Our common enemy have to run and hide. And when the truth is spoken, it knocks the brains out of a lie. And so there are many things that's incorporated in this culture that's keeping people derailed from the truth. But the light is illuminating. Like you spoke earlier, you said they cannot put out what Allah has planned. They cannot put out the light of Allah. The more that they attack al-Islam, the brighter the light gets.
And we know about the Cointelpro. And you know what? So you don't think this is just a conspiracy theory. Look it up, okay? Why did Hoover feel that he had to destroy black organizations that were seeking to uplift the conscious level of people and try to destroy Islam? President Nixon once said that the greatest threat to the United States of America is not the Soviet Union, it's Islam. Why is he wrong, and was he right for saying that? This was quoted on the Times.
Islam indicates the way of life. Your religion is more than just a religion per se. Islam is the complete way of life. If I come to your country and try to influence you with my ideologies that will allow the men to go around intoxication and vicissitudes to run rampant, no, that will not fit in an Islamic society that's being governed by our Creator. Our Creator tells us to stay away from certain things. And one or two of the things that our Creator tells us to stay away from and don't get involved with, intoxicants and games of chance.
Yes.
There's one that's superior to that our Creator tells us to stay away from. But those two right now, currently speaking, with this virus being prevalent the way that it is, as soon as they thought that the virus was lifting, they went right back to their sinful ways. Iniquities is what it's called. They went right back to the lounges. They went right back to the casinos. And they got right back on the same thing that in the scriptures it tells us to stay away from. So we stay away from, once we become obedient and submissive to our Creator, that's a cure within itself. And it was proven by when they stayed away from the lounges and intoxicants and games of chance, the COVID went down. But when they went back to the lounges, they're similar to one of the instructions that was given to one of our prophets, one of Allah's prophets. You know, and that's a subject within itself, and it deserves more than just to be glossed over.
And you know what? I'm going to deviate for a second. Everything that they did in Afghanistan to the Taliban, which did everything they could to keep opium from leaving out of the country. They tried to destroy them, but the U.S. turned tail. They shouldn't have never been there anyway. But they shouldn't have never been there. But you know something? This is my observation. I don't know what Brother Abu Bakr's thing is. Thank you to President Joe Biden, because the Taliban took back over Afghanistan, which will bring Sharia law, and more Muslims will come to the United States of America. So you know what? The enemy, you didn't hurt us, you helped us. So let all the Muslims that can come to Afghanistan come in the United States of America so we can change the fabric. But if you want to say something about that or stay away from it, please.
When we look at the words that's being used to describe a people and their movement, and when you look at the word Talib means students, student, singular. Taliban, that means students, plural. And all human beings are students seeking knowledge. So we all might be coming under the umbrella of being Talibans, students, Taliban Deen, students of the way of our Creator, gaining knowledge so that we can become better practitioners. When we practice what has been prescribed following the example of Prophet Muhammad, that's a great achievement. But anything that's against our health, our spiritual health, our intellectual health, our physical health, Islam says don't involve those things that's going to stifle your growth. So the human being is evolving to its most excellent self every day.
So more Muslims, bring more Muslims into the United States, bring them. Because you know what? You did something for evil, but it turned out right. We're talking about people that pray 5 times a day, okay? Not going to no nightclub, okay? And women being righteous. Covering up, not showing their bodies to everybody because that's only for your husband and wife. But I'm deviating, brother. I got to have you back. But I want to ask you something, brother, that this is a fact. Okay, Marshad al-Farouk. Go to Marshad al-Farouk sometime.
Yes.
They are spying on Muslims, okay? They were taking pictures of us while we was walking in the mosque. FBI. Why? What have we done? Why would they do that? Why? They have taken pictures of us. They have trained people to become imams and sent messages in code and back on the back of the paper with invisible ink that only they can read, and send in agents that may be carpenters, electricians. Why? What have we done? And if it's true, let me know. If I'm wrong, tell me, correct me, please.
We have to be monitored according to those that are in control of the media, those who are in control of our livelihood, of everything. Let them come, is what I say. And they might hear something. And when they go home to their families and they convey to their families what they heard coming from the masajids, their families might say, well, they are right in what they're saying. And the woman or the man that's working for the agents, they might say, yes, they're right, but our job is to maintain the status quo.
Yes.
Even when the status quo is wrong.
Brother, can I say something? And this is for the world. You're not for the world, a little audience. Once I was in Marshad al-Fatir, and there was a brother taking pictures inside of Marshad al-Fatir. Why would you want to spy on the people that pray 5 times a day? People that have taken shahada, women that are covering up. People that are going through, why would you want to pray? Why would this FBI with the Cointelpro want to destroy Islam in the United States of America? I'm talking about specifically the United States of America. Why? What have we done? I'm asking.
What the truth have a tendency of doing is changing people's way of life. Islam is a way of life, and it's promoting the decency. It's promoting those who embrace it to become evolving to their most excellent self in every aspect, spiritually, intellectually, physically. That means detaching oneself away from the vicissitudes, vices that this world has invited the people to.
You see that? So, there was a cartoon, Charlie Hasbro, that drew a picture of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it enraged the Islamic world. Plus, there's a cartoon called The Simpsons, where they make fun. I'm sorry you can't see the picture on there, because that's why I set the television out there. But it enraged people. And even on The Simpsons, a cartoon, they may had a message that said, beware of the bearded ones, beware of the bearded ones, beware of the bearded ones. Why? Why, brother? Why? Why, brother? Simpsons is a cartoon. Why, brother? Why?
To respond to that, you know, our common enemy said that it's going to attack the believers from every side, from their right, from their left, from in front of them, from behind them. What that indicated, they're going to use everything that they have in their armory to debase what our Creator has prescribed for the believers. And I pray that we're among the believers who are striving to convey this message clearly. The believers have responsibilities. Moses was a believer. Jesus was a believer. Prophet Muhammad was a believer. Noah, all of those that invited their followers to worship the one God. That's a threat to anything that's false. And this culture, by and large, was built up on deception and misguiding truths.
You know, I read an article about New York where they train agents to infiltrate Islamic mosques in the United States of America, where they put cameras. And see, a camera ain't got to be the size of nothing but a micro dot. And they put listening devices. And as they do that, the FBI and NSA,
CIA.
would you say, if we don't do nothing against the law, we don't have nothing to worry about anyway? I would like for you to expand on that, please.
There is a law and there is the law. Islam expounds on the law that comes straight from the Almighty, from the Creator. You know, man's standards of law, it may vary from state to state, from country to country, but Allah's law is singular. When man's standards of law sets the presidents as to how they want us to conduct ourselves, it is insufficient. It is insufficient for developing a human, excellent society, man's standards of law, because they make it lawful to do things that's going to be harmful for our physical growth, and they sanction this to be something that should be legalized.
Yeah.
And those intoxicants and games of chance, that's one of the biggest stumbling blocks that we have to keep the balance to get past and to omit from our growth.
Yeah.
Intoxicants and games of chance.
Yeah. I had somebody, man, you know, when I was somewhere, and you know we ain't supposed to touch the sisters. You know what? This is non-believer. He said, man, I don't see why you can't touch the sister. I said, brother, because it goes against the deen, brother. He said, it don't make no sense to me. I said, of course it doesn't make any sense to you. As a non-believer, can you tell, you know, there's some people that don't understand. Why shouldn't the Islamic brother touch the sister unless he married her? I'm deviating.
No, that's on time.
Okay.
That's on time. Yes, there are limitations. And for a man, say for example, you introduce me to your daughter or to your wife, and I walk up and I embrace her. I might embrace her in a way that it's been a long time since you embraced her like I just embraced her. And you look at me, and you look at her, and we seem to be enjoying ourselves with that embrace. Now I got an enemy that's growing inside of you rather than a friend.
It's funny. You know what's funny to me? It's not really funny. The sisters run around talking about the Islamic sister is covered up. She's covered up. It's bad. But then they never say nothing about a nun being covered up. And you know what? We got 4 minutes. They going around. They say it's wrong for a sister to walk in the car to cover their face up, but they want them right now doing the coke. And I just laugh about it, brother.
It's a very serious situation that's out here now. And it's an eye-opening situation that's out here
4 minutes.
Brother.
I'm sorry, brother.
That's okay.
We're running. Damn, we just got started. Okay, but do you have any finishing comments? Because like I said, the Cointelpro, that's what the enemy is doing. You have any comments, finishing statements you'd like to make? How the Masjid al-Farouk, Fatir, and Manyun?
Those three brothers have been very impressive in spreading the Islamic way of life to those that visit those masjids. And I visit those masjids as well as other masjids that I visit. And I pray that Allah continue to bless you, to convey this message clearly, so to take away all misconception that people might have about Islam. It is a way of life. It's not just a religion. It's a complete way of life.
Well, brother, assalamu alaikum, and I thank you, brother, because like I said, I've been trying. Thank you for accepting it, and I hope you'll come back, inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Thank you.
That's it. That's a wrap.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله